What's up, everyone? My name is Nick. Welcome to the show if you're new. Thanks for coming back if you are not. If you have tuned into my show before, you will know I strictly focus on innovative disruption, companies and industries carving out a new market, changing the status quo, and thinking outside of the box to ultimately transform the environment. We are currently witness to a once-in-a-lifetime and global change. The clean energy movement is sweeping over the world, being embraced at both the federal and state level. Now a rarely discussed metal, but highly needed and necessary for the economy, uranium has been picking up steam as of late. As an investor continuously looking to gain an upper edge, I situate and uncover under-the-radar companies prior to the masses to maximize yield. Companies that are truly moving into the world of tomorrow. The company of today's episode is exploding currently. They're up a whopping 60.40% in just the past month of trading alone. And get this, nearly 200% in the past 365 days. This is massively beating out the overall market as more and more early investors realize just how large this company and this industry could be. They are positioning for the future. We've also seen WallStreetBets jump all over the uranium space in the past couple of days as investors forecast uranium could become a central aspect to the decarbonization of the world's electricity. This one's going to be a fun one. Let's get after it. Before we start, make sure to always come to your own conclusions whenever allocating capital on the stock market. Small cap stocks, although typically offering a higher potential reward, typically come with increased risk. It is important for you as a savvy and calculated investor to do your own research and your own due diligence, come to your own conclusions. Disclaimer, this is a sponsored video and should be used for entertainment purposes only. All right, ladies and gents, let's dive right in. Okay, so the company of today's episode is called Uranium Energy Corporation, trading on the NYSE American under ticker symbol UEC. Now, as I previously stated, their stock has gone parabolic, trading up 194.55% in just the past year alone. So let's dive a bit deeper. What is going on here? Why are investors so bullish on this company? Well, first we need to understand uranium. What is it and what is it used for? Now, uranium is utilized to power commercial nuclear reactors to ultimately produce electricity. Nuclear power. We're all familiar with it. Now, with advancing technologies and infrastructure, many within the utility sector see nuclear as a feasible and progressive way forward. It is, after all, a relatively green and clean option, and in fact supplies around 20% of all U.S. electricity. Yes, 1/5 of electricity, over 40 million pounds of uranium, is consumed in the U.S. every single year. Uranium is packed with upside. It is the lowest levelized cost of electricity for extended life plants versus any other source. Support for nuclear is strong and rapidly increasing. It is the safest form of electricity generation and is the only low-carbon energy source that provides scalable 24/7 baseload power. A very promising resource, yet underutilized. Now, with all this being said, there is virtually zero domestic production in the United States. It's just not happening. This means that almost 100% of the US uranium needs have to be obtained from international sources, and this is coming from predominantly Kazakhstan. This is causing a massive overdependence on foreign supplies. Now, there has been heightened scrutiny on securing supply chains in the past year since the rise of the global health situation. We have seen just how important it is to move the needle back to domestic and robust production supply chains at home. Uranium is a raw material and is more important than ever for fueling our world. Analysts see a 3.1% compounded annual growth rate over the next 19 years, with bipartisan support for the first time in 48 long years. Moreover, the implementation of the Strategic Uranium Reserve, a program to allocate $1.5 billion over 10 years for domestic uranium and conversion from the United States, has placed domestic uranium production companies into a very potential lucrative and healthy position for the coming decades. Now, what's this all adding up to? Well, it does appear that investors are noticing 194% in just the past year. Now, Uranium Energy UEC is unique to me for a few reasons. Their management team many years ago realized that this dwindling domestic uranium production capability and supply could create a cataclysmic issue down the line. The current system of the US simply importing all of its uranium just does not make sense. So they have spent the past 15 years or so building to prepare for this coming moment, the need to shore up domestic supply chains. They are diversified even within the uranium industry itself with permanent projects, processing capabilities, and maybe most importantly, the fact that they are past producers gives them credibility and assurance to potential buyers. They have fully permitted projects and the ability to build, operate, and produce uranium in-house. This is something I always look for whenever researching utilities, their own portfolio and capabilities. Now, we also see the spot price of uranium escalating over the past few months. The price is now sitting at $44.90 as it continues to surge and dominate. Just in the past 4 weeks, uranium is up 44.99%. Much of this frenzied scaling was catalyzed by a buying spree by large funds amassing hundreds of thousands of pounds of uranium. It's clear that Big Corp sees this huge upside in this nuclear fuel. Now, what sets Uranium Energy apart is this. They are permitted. They are armed with the knowledge of previous production. They are positioned well to be a seller to the US government and to utilities companies. They are production ready. And again, they are permitted to mine. And I cannot stress this enough. This will be incredibly important and is incredibly important to shareholders. They have also contracted a physical inventory of 2.3 million pounds of US warehoused uranium at a price of roughly $30 per pound, which considering the price above $44 was a major victory for the company. They have a fully permitted ISR portfolio in Texas with more than 10 million inferred pounds total. Their Wyoming-based Reno Creek ISR project has 1.49 million inferred pounds. This is the largest permitted pre-construction ISR uranium project in the entire US. The company has also been purchasing drummed uranium at prevailing spot prices much below global industry mining costs. Now, this has allowed UEC to bolster their balance sheet, which is playing exceptionally well as the uranium price surges. It provides strategic inventory to support future marketing and production efforts, and it increases the availability of their Texas and Wyoming production capacity for emerging U.S. origin-specific opportunities. Their projects go on and on with a location in Canada and even all the way down in Paraguay. They are drastically increasing in size and at an incredible rate. Now, if this wasn't enough, the company also has a fully licensed and permitted processing plant. The Hobson processing plant has a production capacity of 2 million pounds uranium per year, all extremely promising to see a really robust and diversified uranium company across the board. All right, let's get into some statistics here. They have a very strong balance sheet with around $123 million in cash, equity, and physical holdings. They have 2.3 million pounds of U.S. warehoused uranium, currently providing as somewhat of a safety net. Their stock is currently sitting at $3.24 USD, and like I said, has surged 60.40% in just the past month alone. Their market cap is sitting at $755.724 million, making them a small cap stock. They have a relatively high beta value of 2.43 and have a substantial 52-week range with a low of 82 cents and a high all the way up at 3.67. Their volume has really been outpacing their average volume, showing increased interest as of late. Now, as always, whenever assessing a company, I like to take a deep dive into their management team. I think this is one of the most important aspects of the company. Who is driving the ship? Amir Adnani is the president, CEO, and director. He is an entrepreneur and founding CEO of UEC. He has extensive experience building natural resource companies. I watched his interview with Swiss Resource Capital AG. He really is extremely knowledgeable and well-spoken. I really like his management style and his direction. Spencer Abraham is chairman and on the board of directors. He has served as a U.S. Senator and as Secretary of Energy, so has inside knowledge of how the U.S. energy buying occurs. This is very beneficial in my opinion. Scott Melby is the executive vice president. He has 36 years of experience in senior roles with uranium majors. Robert Underdown is the VP of production, Clyde Yancey VP of exploration, and Andy Curis VP of resource development. They all have just a ton of experience. I think UEC is in great hands. I really do think uranium, the element, is currently underutilized. There are very positive market outlooks, there's a strong bipartisan support for nuclear energy, accelerated market rebalancing, and the utility procurement cycle is looming. There is an estimated 1.4 billion pounds of contracting needed by 2035. Someone needs to produce this uranium, and I do really think UEC, Uranium Energy Corporation, is situated perfectly for the coming environment. Anyways, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to always come to your own conclusions, formulate your own decisions. This is your duty as a smart and calculated investor. Don't just take my word for it because I'm saying it on the internet. Anyways, everyone, I will have a follow-up to this video in the future, so hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, happy trading, cheers.